what do you see as the biggest reasons that a customer might either choose to remain on premise or might choose to make that leap to Employee Central Payroll or S/4HANA payroll?
Sure. Well, yeah, the results weren't all that surprising for me. I mean, I think a lot of people are still sort of figuring out, how do I approach this with Employee Central Payroll, if at all? And there are some good reasons to stay on premise for a while, or even for the foreseeable future. No one has unlimited funds for making changes, right? So there might be more to gain by focusing on other areas like core HR or talent management or time systems. I mean, maybe you have 5 different time systems throughout the country, and it would be a big benefit to move into one. And so you want to put your money where you're going to get the highest return, and sometimes that's not in payroll, and that's okay, right? I think it's okay to focus on all these other areas that might have a higher payoff, and then come back to payroll when you're ready. That's okay. It's fine. Some companies, some of my customers have 1 or 2 or even a dozen different countries live on SAP payroll, right, on the on-premise system. And I don't know of anyone who has a risk profile that would say, well, we'll just take a knife edge cut over for a dozen countries from SAP payroll to Employee Central Payroll. It doesn't work that way, right? So think about how long it took you to roll out to all those different countries. And it might take you that long to roll them out into Employee Central Payroll. So those are big decisions. They require some planning and some effort. Another good reason to stay on premise is if you've done some custom add-ons or bolt-ons or enhancements, maybe for a specific industry or for specific requirements that may not translate or fit very well into Employee Central Payroll. The nice thing about the on-premise system is you have a lot of ability to customize it, to add on to it, to do all the ABAP coding you want to do. It's also a bad thing when you want to move to another platform, right? So it might take a while to unwind all of that. And my advice is to spend some time unwinding that before you make a switch. So those are all good reasons to stay on premise, but there's also good reasons to move to Employee Central Payroll. You get to reimagine and sort of re-architect and clean up your payroll, right? Whenever you move from one technology to another, that's a great time to do all of that. And you probably did that, I hope so, when you implemented into the on-prem payroll system. And that's good, but over time, that becomes a legacy system too, right? I don't know what the cutoff is, 5, 10, 15 years, I don't know what it is, but after a while, that's your legacy system. So it's good to take another look at it. You can integrate SAP on-prem payroll with Employee Central. You can do that, and it works. It's a fair amount of effort though, right? So if you go to Employee Central Payroll, that integration is better, it's deeper, you have a better starting point there. So the integration with HR is going to be better with an Employee Central Payroll. And the other thing is, some companies, the only thing left on SAP might be payrolls. And if that's the only system left on SAP, there's a big incentive to sort of get rid of that too, right? And the nice thing with Employee Central Payroll is that SAP hosts that and maintains it and runs all of that technical architecture for you. So that's a good reason to go to Employee Central Payroll. So those are the trade-offs, right? And every customer is going to have to weigh those for themselves.